Thanks, Ben. Okay, so we're going to have one more speaker, our very own Lucinda Q. She is in her last semester of Health Studies and Equity Studies double major. She's a founding member of and organizer in the Students for Reproductive Justice, current two-term president of the Equity Studies Students Union, founding member and organizer with the UofT Mental Health Policy Council, and a longtime a cappella enthusiast. So please welcome Lucinda.
What is a duty to accommodate? The Ontario Human Rights Commission defines this as the following. XYZ organization commits to provide accommodation for needs related to the grounds of the Ontario Human Rights Code, unless to do so would cause undue hardship, as defined by the Ontario Human Rights Commission's Policy on Disability and the Duty to Accommodate. In a letter written by the OHRC itself, pre-UMLAP approval, they also said, in our view, the university-mandated leave of absence policy falls short, they said falls short, of meeting the duty to accommodate under the code. Given the negative impact of being placed on a leave and losing access to education, student services, and housing, the university must be able to demonstrate that the policy and its application is bona fide and accommodates students with mental health disabilities to the point of undue hardship. And the duty to accommodate also exists at all stages, prior to putting a student on leave, in setting terms and conditions during or after a student's leave, and in determining re-entry after a leave. One section reads, as you are aware, undue hardship can only be established due to excessive cost or significant health and safety risks. What is, you might ask, then, excessive cost? This institution fundraised $2.64 billion from its last fundraising campaign alone, a fact it proudly broadcasted side to side with emails sent to mental health advocates, which said there simply could not be things like a physical barrier in Bayan. They don't have the money for improvements to accessibility services, which, by the way, has seen a doubling in the number of students registered with mental illness-related disability in the last 5 years alone. Shame. We know, everyone here knows, that what constitutes financial hardship here is, put simply, a lot. So what should this institution's duty to accommodate actually involve? Because this doesn't look like forcibly handcuffing and psychiatrizing, institutionalizing students after all they did was try to seek help for depression. That happened. Multiple times. That was standard policy here. This doesn't look like BSA members, Black Students Association members, when trying to create an inspiring space for hundreds of Black visiting high school students, being forced to not only have police present in those spaces, but then pay for them. Yay! Students have been sexually assaulted here, and then they have been removed from their residences or programs after seeking help. Students have been publicly and needlessly lambasted by their professors, have not looked sick enough, have not been fined enough, have been privately, relentlessly exploited and even gaslit by their supervisors as they await a means for recourse that never seems to come. That's our administration's vision for their duty to accommodate. Shame. Students have been underpaid for so much of their necessary labor here, often not paid at all. Students have been afforded by our administration almost no meaningful tools for self-advocacy, no meaningful representation within entities that hold the purse strings here, no systems-level conversation around what should happen when we do not give our consent. Indigenous students have been failed by our administration time and time again since UofT's founding. Since well before First Nations House, their only designated physical space across three campuses, was created within a building which housed illegal nutritional experiments on Indigenous children. Shame. continues up until now as our administration continues to quietly make disappear their own promises of reconciliation, their own theft, their investments in the active desecration of indigenous lands the world over. This is all what our administration thinks is their fulfillment of a duty to accommodate. Shame.